Good morning, one and all. I am Udeshi, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering at St. Peter's Engineering College. Now, let us discuss about Unit 2 of Metrology and Machine Tools. In the last class, we have discussed about the syllabus and few topics of Unit 2. Let us have a look at it. See, this is the syllabus of Unit 2. Drilling and boring machines, principles of working, specifications, types, operations performed, twist drill, types of boring machines and applications, shaping, slotting and planing machines, principles of working, machining and calculations. So this is the syllabus of Unit 2. In the last class we have discussed about what is a drilling operation and which type of tool we use for making a drilling operation. That is, we use a multi-point cutting tool in order to perform the drilling operation, and drilling operation is performed to get the holes of required size. Okay, so these are the various operations that can be performed over the drilling machine. Next, we have discussed about different types of drilling machines like portable drilling machine, sensitive drilling machine, upright drilling machine, radial drilling machine, gang drilling machine, multi-spindle drilling machine, automatic drilling machine, deep hole drilling machine. Next is the boring operation. We have discussed about boring operation, means what is the definition of a boring operation. Boring is the enlargement of already existing hole. Okay, so now we are at means we are discussing about different types of boring machine. So we have four different types of boring machine: horizontal boring machine, vertical boring machine, precision boring machine and jig boring machine. This horizontal boring machine is divided into four types: table type, planar type, floor type and multiple spindle type. Similarly, vertical boring machine is also divided into two types: standard vertical and turret type. So now let us look at each and the working of each and every machine. Okay, this is a horizontal boring machine and this is called a table type of boring machine. The name itself indicates that we can mount it on the table, and the size of this type of boring machine is very small. Now let us look at the parts of this boring machine and understand the working of each and every component. See, this is the headstock, and headstock consists of all the motors and gears. Okay, this is the boring head. So here what happens is, here we fix the boring tool. So because of the motor that is present in the headstock, the spindle will also rotate. So here this is the cutting tool supported by an end column. So the cutting tool will have a cutter, and this cutter will enlarge the hole which is already existing, and this is the workpiece. Okay, this workpiece is mounted on a table. See, this table is mounted on a cross slide, and this table got some T shapes so that the component can be mounted over the table. So now what we first do is we keep the workpiece, we fix the workpiece on the table, and then we insert the tool and we start the machine, so that, see, the diameter of the hole will be based on the type of cutting tool you are keeping. So we have to choose a proper cutting tool to get the hole of required diameter. So here as the motor will rotate, the spindle will rotate, and as a result the cutter will also rotate and we will get the required hole. Next one is a planar type of horizontal boring machine, where you can adjust both the columns. See, the middle one is the bed and these two are the columns, means wherever we are finding as runway is the column. So here what happens is, here there is a spindle and there is a headstock. This is the column. So this is the spindle and this is the end support column which gives support to the workpiece. So here what happens is, we fix the workpiece, and here in this part, means the bed will give the support, and the adjustment of this headstock will be based upon the vertical column. It means the vertical column will give the support for the up and down movement of the headstock. So now the whole of the component will be aligned to the axis and the component will rest on the bed. Okay, and the distance can be adjusted by moving both the columns. this column and means the supporting columns. This is the main column and this is the end supporting column. So depending upon the type of component which we have, we adjust both the columns. So here we fix the component and we perform the boring operation. So this is how the planar type of horizontal boring machine will work, and depending upon the size of the component we have, we can change the position of these columns. So you can go for using means you can go for machining of very large size components also. Okay, next one is floor type of horizontal boring machine. In case of floor type horizontal boring machine, we have a floor plate and this floor plate will be mounted over the floor. And this is the end column support and this is the main column where you have the headstock. And as I told, the headstock will consist of all the gears and all the machine controls here. So, as the motor in the headstock rotates, the spindle will also rotate. So, as a result, the boring operation will get performed. So, here the floor plate will give the support for holding the component, and this runway means this is a component that can be adjustable and this floor plate will be fixed. So, here based upon the type of component which we want to machine, we can change the position of these two columns. Next one is multiple spindle horizontal boring machine. The name itself indicates that we have different spindles. See here we have two spindles and at the top we have another spindle. So here you can adjust the position of headstocks by moving it in the vertical column, and similarly you can adjust the position of this this column in horizontal direction, this spindle along the horizontal direction with the help of the cross rail. So here the component will rest on the table, and depending upon the operation that you require or the size of the hole and the position of the hole which you require, we adjust the cross heads and headstock and will make the spindle to rotate. As a result, we get the bored hole or the required hole in the required position. Next, see, till now we have finished about horizontal boring machine. Now let us discuss about the vertical boring machine. So this is the vertical boring machine. So here the first component is a feed adjusting lever, so that you can control the feed. Feed is the depth to which the tool is penetrating into the workpiece. So the first one is a feed adjusting lever and we can adjust the feed with the help of this lever, and second one is the toolbox here in which we will hold the tool, and third one is the tool head assembly here. So here this assembly will help us for the movement of the tool, and next fourth one is the ram for the movement of tools. See here tools will be fixed in both the things here. This whatever we are seeing here as number 2, this is also a toolbox and this is also a toolbox. Tool will be held in both the things, and with the help of ram the movement of tool will happen. Okay. So this is the housing, it means the assembly in which you have all the controls. This is the hand wheel for adjustment of the ram. So how, depending upon the position that you require, will adjust this ram. And next one, seventh one, this is the cross rail on which these two rams will move. uh, Fine hand adjustment is here, so that if you need any small adjustment, we'll do with this fine hand adjustment. Means that is the adjustment of ram. Next one is cross rail elevator, that is the ninth one. So here with the help of this cross rail elevator, we'll make the up and down movement of the ram. And next one is a table. This is the table on which the component will rest, and this is the bed on which the table will rest. So here what happens is we clamp the component over the table and we adjust the rail. Here we have a wheel for minor adjustment, and major adjustments can be done with the help of this cross rail. So here what happens is, depending upon the position that you require, we place the tool or the position of the tool. Okay, so here what happens is, with the help of this feed adjusting lever, we adjust the feed and then we start running the machine. So here the boring operation will take place in vertical direction, and so we call it as vertical boring machine. So now if you want to change its diameter again, then you have to take out the tool and you have to replace it with another tool. So here you don't have any option of turret for changing the tool. So now we have another type of boring machine where you have a turret. So now let us look at the parts of this boring machine. See, this bottom one is the face and this one is the table. See, here you can see both the views. This is the front view and this is the side view. So these two are the bases and these two are the tables, and this is a column, that is a vertical column where you can adjust the rail. Okay, and this is the ram head. So see, we have two ram heads here. In the first one you have a fixed tool and in the second one you will be having a turret. So here wherever you have turret, you can keep different types of tools, and depending upon our requirement we will change the position of these tools. Okay, and this is the column and this is called cross rail. Cross rail will be used for the horizontal movement and the column will be used for the vertical movement. So here what happens, here that we'll have a turret wheel, and now depending upon the tool that we require we can change the position of this turret. So the component will be fixed over the table, and this the based upon the position that we given, that will give, that is by adjusting on the column and also by movement over the cross rail. We can adjust the position with the help of these two things, and we can bring the tool to the required position. So based on the position that we have given, the boring operation will take place at that particular place. So that is about turret type of boring machine. Next one is a precision boring machine. This precision boring machine can be horizontal type and also vertical type. So here in case of precision boring machine, we have a very precise component and very hard cutting tool like diamond and graphite, where you can perform machining operation at very high speed and high feed. So as I told, this can be two types, horizontal and also vertical type. What we are seeing here is a horizontal boring machine. The tool will be fixed at spindle that is near the headstock. See, headstock is here, that is near the headstock, and the component will be fixed in the tailstock, that is at the column. Next one is a jig boring machine. In case of a jig boring machine, see, you have this jig boring machine is generally used for manufacturing of jigs and fixtures. So here is the bed and this is the table. So the table will rotate based upon the position that we require. This is the quill housing where you can keep or insert the tool, and this is the spindle which rotates, which makes a circular rotations, and this is the housings for spindle drive. It means whatever the operations or the feed which you want to give, that will be controlled here in the housing. So here based upon the inputs which we give here, the operations will take place. So the spindle will rotate, the workpiece will be placed over the table, and depending upon the operations that are being performed here, you means based upon the tool that you are selecting and based upon the feed, speed and depth of cut which you are giving, the operation will take place and you will get the required hole. Next one is shaping operation. See, shaping, slotting and planing, all three are the operations where we remove a layer of surface. Okay, but here in case of shaping operation, see, the workpiece will be fixed and the tool will be moving. Okay, so this shaping operation can be done in three ways. This is called horizontal shaping, where tool will move in the horizontal direction. This is a vertical shaping where the tool will move in vertical direction, and this is the inclined shaping where the tool will be placed in the inclined direction. So these are the three different types of shaping operations that we can perform. So shaping is an operation where we remove a layer of material in order to get the required surface finish. Next one is slotting. Slotting is generally a process where we do on the internal surfaces. So here if you look at this, here we are making a rectangular pocket or rectangular drill or hole. So slot. So here wherever you are making this rectangular hole, that hole is called as slot, and wherever whatever the waste material you are getting, that is called as sludge. So it's not mandatory that you have to go for a rectangular slot always. So for example, if you are making some horizontal or vertical slot, and it need not to be a rectangular slot or straight slot like this, you can make a triangular slot, okay, in horizontal or vertical direction, in the required direction, whatever. If you are making some operation in the internal surfaces, then we call it as slotting. Okay, so here the machine will run in between, if not at the corners. Okay, next one is a planing machine. Planing is an operation similar to a shaping operation, but the difference between shaping and planing is, in case of shaping, the tool will be moving and the workpiece will be fixed, but here the tool will be fixed and the workpiece will be moving. Now if you look at the figure, the tool is fixed in the toolbox, and the base of this machine have a table, and over the table we have a workpiece. So this workpiece is fixed and this table is moving with the help of a ram. So here the cutting operation will take place, but as the tool is constant here, the ram will move the bed and the workpiece will make to and fro motion, and will get the required component. It means the surface finish will happen here. So these are the three different types of surface finishing operations we have, like shaping, slotting and planing. So this is about different types of operations that we perform. Now let us look at the syllabus once again. See, in the last class we have discussed about principles of working, specifications, types, operations performed, twist drill. In today's class we have discussed about types of boring machine and applications, shaping, slotting and planing machines, and principles of working. In the next class we will discuss about machine time calculations. That's about today's class. Thank you.